Today I'm out on location and I'm actually with Simon from The Clean Plumber, and David, you will love this because he really is a clean plumber. And I thought today we'd dispel some of the myths and notions about what you can and cannot do when it comes to plumbing in your own home. The reason that we're doing this is because I bought this fabulous tap this week. It's really beautiful and I thought I could install it myself, but it turns out
you can't.
I can't, and there are some very good reasons. Number one is warranty. If I install this and my water pressure flowing into it isn't right, then I could ruin the tap and the warranty is void. And number two, home insurance. I could nullify my home insurance. If I install it myself, it leaks, I get a flood in the house, my home insurance won't pay for it. Number three, it's to get the job done right. It's actually the law, which I didn't know. So tell me, Simon, with this particular tap, what did you have to do to install it?
First of all, I had to check the water pressure.
Right.
Because if the water pressure's too high, then we could cause problems with the burst hoses underneath the sink.
Right, and was that the KPH?
KPA.
KPA, oh.
Kilopascals.
There you go.
Okay, the pressure you had was 900 kPa.
Right.
And for this particular tap, you can't have any more than 500 kPa.
Right.
So we fitted two pressure limiting valves underneath the sink, one on the hot and one on the cold, which has brought it down below the 500 kPa.
Fabulous. And so when I bought this, I noticed there was this fabulous label on the front of here, which is really very similar to the labels you see on the front of your white goods, and it's called a water rating label. This one has 6 stars and it tells me that it's got a flow through per minute of 4.5 litres. Is that good? That's
very good. That's the highest rating you can get.
Right. So 1 star would be not very good?
No, 1 star's about 18 litres per minute.
Down the drain.
So the more stars, the better it is for the environment.
Now, the lower the flow through, does that mean the water pressure is not as good anymore?
No, the pressure is still the same. Okay, people get this misconception that the pressure's dropped,
yeah.
But it hasn't. It's just the volume of water that comes out the tap in one go. Your pressure is constant.
Right, okay, so it doesn't make a big difference. It does make a difference. And so I thought this job would have been too small to call a plumber for.
Any job should be done by a plumber that's to deal with water. No job should be too small for a decent plumber.
Right, and so what are your tips for picking a good plumber?
The first tip I would say is the response you get when you first call them up. If you get a good response on the other end of the phone, then you're halfway there.
Right.
When they turn up on the door, their appearance and their attitude towards you and the job that's going to be taking place.
I noticed Simon actually put on a special pair of boot covers to come into the house.
Yeah, they're a shoe cover that we use to stop carpets getting dirty and protect your house.
It's pretty good. And so what about when should I pay for the job?
When you're totally happy with that job. At the end of the day, you've employed a plumber to do a job and you want that job to be right. So then you pay him when you're happy.
And how should the underneath my sink be left?
Well, the way we leave it is cleaner than we found it.
Right, I like that. And the other thing is some plumbers do bill by the half hour, so...
Yeah, you get different methods of payment, but we bill by the half an hour. And if a job runs just over that half an hour, the rest of that time to make it up to another half hour is your time, so we'll do whatever you want us to do.
So you mow my lawns?
Yeah, I'll mow your lawns.
Fabulous. Okay, David and Kim, I'm off to get my lawns mowed. I'll see you next week.
Now, did you get it?
No, Simon, the clean plumber, said there's less volume but the same pressure. How does that work?
Yeah, that doesn't work for me either.
Because
if there's less water going through, it can't be the same pressure, can it?
Yeah, I wouldn't have thought so.
Doesn't make sense. But I guess
because that's the trick, isn't it? Because you don't want to be standing under the shower going.
Exactly.
Walking around in the shower. You want the pressure, but can you have the pressure without the volume?
Well, I think the point is that nozzle looked like it was a spray, so I guess you're still getting enough water to clean, but you're not getting it gushing out.
Does anyone know? Let us know.
Yeah, let us know. Maybe Simon the plumber can ring us up and tell us.